Imagine a food delivery app wants to introduce a new feature, order tracking. Your assignment is to write 3 effective user stories with clear acceptance criteria for this new feature. Think about different types of users, maybe a hungry customer, a delivery driver, or even a restaurant owner. What do they want to do with the order tracking feature and why? In this video, we are going to cover how to write good user stories with clear acceptance criteria. A user story is a simple and concise description of a feature, told from the perspective of the end user. It's intentionally kept short and in a story-like format to encourage collaboration and spark creativity within the team. Now let's look at a simple example of a user story. As a YouTube video watcher, I want to subscribe to my favorite content creators so that I don't miss out on their new videos. This story works well because it clearly answers who the user is, what do they want, and why is it important for them. By answering the who, what, and why, we make the user story meaningful and easy for the team to understand and act on. Alright, so we have written the user story, but how to validate if the implementation of the user story is correct or not? This is where acceptance criteria comes in. Acceptance criteria are the conditions that must be met for the user story to be considered complete. They make the story testable, clear, and unambiguous for the team. One of the most common ways to write acceptance criteria is the given, when, then format. Let's take our YouTube user story example and apply this. Given I am watching a video on YouTube, when I click the subscribe and notify button, then I should get an instant confirmation and receive notifications for future videos. As a good practice, always write the acceptance criteria with your team, or if you are the product owner, draft them first and then review them together with your team. User stories are especially helpful in agile development, where the goal is to deliver small incremental chunks of value to the customer. Each user story represents a tiny piece of that value, and if you are using Scrum, user stories become part of the product backlog. During sprint planning, teams pull user stories into sprint backlog to work on during the sprint. Now let's look at some examples of good and bad user stories so that you can see the difference. As a frequent user, I want to enable dark mode so I can reduce eye strain during nighttime browsing. Good one because it clearly answers who the user is, what they want, and why they want that. As a developer, I want to add a payment gateway integration. What's wrong with this user story? Well, this user story is not from the user's perspective and it is highly technical. It focuses on the how part for the developer and not the why for the user. Alright, your turn to practice. Imagine a food delivery app wants to introduce a new feature, order tracking. Your assignment is to write 3 effective user stories with clear acceptance criteria for this new feature. Think about different types of users, maybe a hungry customer, a delivery driver, or even a restaurant owner. What do they want to do with the order tracking feature and why? Pause the video now, give it a try, and let me know. Mastering user stories is a critical skill that will set you apart as a PM. Keep practicing, keep collaborating, and keep focusing on that user value. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.